I'm Stephanie Dinsmore with Midwest All Pro Wrestling, and I am hanging out with Jonathan Coachman from the WWE. Jonathan, what do you think of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Midwest All Pro Wrestling?
Well, it was a great night, and you know, we've been promoting this for months, and I knew it was going to be fun. I didn't know it was going to be this much fun. And the cool thing about coming to different territories, but in particular here in Sioux Falls, is that there's nothing else here. So this is what it's all about. The fans. I love the fact that there's already, in a very short period of time, a real fan base that knows exactly what's going on. And so it was very easy tonight. The physical stuff wasn't easy. I'm sore as heck. But, man, the fans were awesome. Midwest, the guys, the students that are here that work tonight were incredibly respectful to me and everybody else. I had a great time.
Now, you have a long history with Eugene Dinsmore in the WWE. You had a big moment in the ring with him and The Rock. Kind of tell us what that experience was like.
Well, when we go back to our big moment in San Diego several years ago, and just the fact that The Rock called WWE and said, well, I want to do something with Eugene and the coach, meant we were doing something right. And we've always had that really cool chemistry on the air. And so when I think back to that night, and I've watched it probably 100 times, and if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, Google it, YouTube. It's 22 minutes long, and it's awesome. But for The Rock to give us that rub and to just have that magic in the ring with him was incredible. And I can't even tell you how many people have come up to me over the years, and that's the one thing they bring up more than anything else. And there's a lot that I do with The Rock and Eugene, but that was the night. Many people who get into this business don't have a chance to have that magic moment, and we had it. And then I felt like tonight we had a much better moment than I expected. We really had a good match, I thought. The crowd was into it, and all I kept thinking was how The Rock taught us timing. You know, if you tell a great story, you don't have to go nuts. You don't have to do crazy stuff off the top, and that's what we tried to do. So there was a lot of The Rock in what I was doing tonight, or at least thinking about him.
That's so cool. Now, like I said, you've known Dinsmore for a long time. What do you think of him as a performer and a trainer?
As a performer, I mean, there's very few that are better, because to be able to embrace a character like Eugene is A, very difficult to do, B, it's hard to do believably, and then it's hard to sustain and have the WWE crowd believe in that character, because wrestling fans are very fickle. They want to move on to the next right thing, and they really bought into him, and the fact that he wanted to make friends, that he wanted all these big stars, the Triple H's, the Undertakers, and eventually that last night with The Rock. And on top of that, I've talked to many people over the years who've been trained, who have been students underneath him, and he's such an incredible coach. And the way his mind thinks, and I think to have a good wrestling mind, you need to be a little bit off, and he's just the right kind of off, right? And so when you talk some of the biggest names, you know, Dave Bautista comes to mind. He's one of the biggest movie stars now in the world, and he's been very vocal about the fact that he gives his in-ring career credit to Nick. So it's hard to be an in-ring performer and be good at coaching too. It's kind of like asking Michael Jordan to be a great coach. It doesn't always work, but he's a hustler, and he believes in other people, and that's something that's very, very hard to find.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jonathan Coachman, for coming to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Thank you for coming to Midwest All Pro Wrestling.
It was great. Thank you all for coming and watching and being a part of this incredible night.
He'll be back.